It's me, girl with 4 eyes. I'm just cruising to Toronto from my hometown, and I just wanted to do a podcast because I have some time. I'm probably not going to be looking at the camera. Obviously, I'm going to be focusing on the road, but I wanted to share what has been on my mind these past few weeks that have really put an impact on my mental health. I guess it's been for the past almost a year now. It's been really tough for me, and I don't know why. It's like a stepping stone that I have to learn to get over, and I'm still in the process of learning. It has to do with my sexual assault past. Recently, every single time that I engage in a sexual encounter, or try to, every time it's try to, I feel gross, and even though it's consensual, I feel molested, and I feel, I don't know, I'm getting flustered talking about it. This is something that I have a hard time talking about, and I'm usually very open about everything, so I wanted to share this, because I know that this is a very common thing for women now, and it shouldn't be, and it breaks my heart that you guys feel what I feel. So I wanted to share what I'm feeling so you don't feel alone. So yeah, I feel every time a guy touches me in a sexual way, like he's assaulting me, even if it's consensual. So that has been fairly recent, and all my sexual assault has happened, I don't know, it's been a while, it's been like 2.5 years since the last time it happened, but I'm going to go a little bit more I'm going to talk a little bit more about my experience with sexual assault and sexual harassment. So, I personally don't enjoy being called sexy, and I think that's because at such a young age, I was being sexually harassed by text messages and all this stuff from, like ex-boyfriends or my ex-boyfriend's friends. Like, it was just like a mass text chain or whatever, and it made me scared. Like, I don't know, I wasn't old enough to even think about that kind of stuff. Like, I was 12, and then my best friend invited him to her birthday party. That was great. Best friend. Didn't see her after that. Anyways, next was, the actual, my first assault, being assaulted. I thought I was going to church just to meet his family, this guy I was seeing at the time. This happened in early grade 10. This was the hardest for me to talk about, and it happened over and over again in different instances, because I don't know, I felt felt like it was my fault. So I just kept letting it happen. I can't explain where my head was at. I honestly couldn't. But the first time he was like, oh, my mom and dad want us to grab something from the freezer upstairs in the gymnasium. And I'm like, okay. So we went in the gymnasium and there was this closet. And he opened the closet and he kind of like forcefully put me in the closet, bent me over, and like started taking off my pants. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, we're in church. Like, what the fuck? Like, stop, you know? And he didn't. The second time he did it, it was actually my brother was in the other room, and we went around this like shutter because he said he wanted to tell me something. And on the other side of the shutter, there's the kitchen. So we went into the kitchen, and he like fucking pulled my pants down, and like no matter like how much I was struggling, but like I never screamed, like I never spoke out because like I was scared. Like he was big, like I was scared. But once I finally got rid of him, felt great. And I never reported him. Apparently he did it to a few other girls in my hometown, and there were a few charges placed against him. But nothing felt like he got away with all of it. I even put a statement in and whatever. But yeah. Next. So after that, I was in a 2-year relationship with a guy who loved me immensely, and I could have seen us getting married for sure. It's just I wasn't there sexually. I don't know if that was my fault, thinking about maybe like I didn't fully like get over my stuff, but I fucked that up. I cheated on him. The only time I ever cheated on anyone. That broke my heart. I know it broke his more, but and I regret it still to this day. Like, not like I should have just had the balls to tell him, you know, that I was going through stuff, and instead of taking an action, I just was scared to talk, and fear has always hindered me, and this is why I want to have this video, so you know, you don't have that fear. So after that, I kind of did my own thing. I had fun, you know? I was feeling good. But then I wanted to stop having fun and start being serious. And I went to a guy's house, and it was fine the first day, and then he was like, oh, you should come back again. I'm like, okay. And I came back, and then he pinned me down. And then my friend called me, and I'm like, oh my god, you need to make an excuse to get me out of here. You know what I mean? And I was like crying, and yeah. And then after that, I went into a sexually abusive relationship where he would pin me down when I was like pretty much about to go to bed, and like I'd have no choice. He's on top of me, you know? No matter how much I struggled or said no. I actually almost killed myself because of that relationship. It was fun. I ran away while he was at work because I knew he would have tried to stop me. because I almost killed myself. He didn't care. He said I should have killed myself. Great relationships I chose, right? Yeah, so that was that. And then after that, like, my sexual stuff was pretty good, and like I stayed, you know, like there was a guy I was with for like 6 months, but then he turned into be like more of a friend. And then another guy I dated for 6 months. He was very abusive, but not sexually. Caused a lot of issues with for me with trust. But I've healed myself pretty good from that. And then I got into this one relationship, a year and a half. I moved complete, like, different cities, and then I got into a relationship for a year and a half, and he treated me like a freaking queen. He, like, was obsessed with me. When I say obsessed, I mean obsessed. He had to go to rehab to try and kick his addiction, okay? Of me. Okay? Like, I would go to bed and he would, like, try to touch me, and I'm like, no, I'm not in the mood. And then I would wake up to him, like, fingering me and stuff and touching himself, and like what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, like, that is sexual assault. And then this one night, I remember super vividly, I was super hammered, and I was like, he was asking me questions and I wasn't responding. Like, I was so drunk or drugged or something. Like, I was hearing him, but I couldn't talk. And, well, you can guess what happened next, you know, like, he fucking tried to, like, he had sex with me. Yeah. That was great. That one I actually reported, and I was like, this is the end of my sexual assaults, like, I'm gonna make a stand, and maybe that's why this keeps happening to me, because I just keep letting it slide. I just wanted him to get help, honestly. He's a great person. I actually miss him. It's just, he was unhealthy. Yeah, and I was single for about a year, 2 years maybe, like, almost, and then got into another relationship for a year where I was cheated on the whole time. So that kind of made me feel gross, and like, I have so many different women inside of me. Like, I don't want other men inside of me, because then I'm gonna have their other women inside of me. Maybe that's something that I'm feeling too. I don't know. Yeah. So recently I've been really experiencing all of that, and every time that I've tried to have a relationship, I can't. It just makes me feel like they're assaulting me, even though they're not. And I don't know why. And I don't know how to fix it. So if you have any tips, if any of you women have went through similar situations, and you have any tips, or men that you've been in similar situations, please, let me know how you dealt with it, or how you're dealing with it. Okay, I guess this is my podcast for the week. I'm going to be doing some review videos within the next week, so please stay tuned. I'm excited to show you my new fashionable trends, and yeah, okay, love you all.